Good morning and happy Friday. Jordan Keck here, your complicated deal guy with your weekly market update. Kicking off with interest rates moving up slightly week over week from 6.60 to 6.64%. This is according to Mortgage News Daily, and this applies to an average for lenders across the country for the top tier purchase scenarios with a small amount of lender fees. You can always buy down lower. Some situations are going to be higher. So remember, this is top tier scenario and really just gauging where are rates moving from one week to the next, not a specific quote. Next up, as far as our weekly mortgage tip, wanting to talk about appraiser required repairs. Had this come up a few times here in the past week, and some of the questions around, can we just provide photos? Can we provide an invoice to take care of these? And so I want to separate out one thought of there's what repairs are required by an appraiser on the report, and then there are repairs that could be required by an underwriter. Now, if an appraiser says on the report that it's subject to certain repairs being done, we cannot provide just invoices or pictures to satisfy that. That has to be signed off by the appraiser. Strictly speaking, the appraiser says that they have to go back on site to be able to inspect and sign off. Between you and me, if the appraiser gets that information like a picture directly and they want to use that to sign off on it, that's up to them. But ultimately, they have to provide a report to the lender saying that they sign off. Now, if an appraiser says that the report is made as is and no repairs are required, the underwriter then has the discretion to add conditions based on the report. A good example on this is if a conventional appraiser says that the home is fine as is, but the underwriter sees the picture of the water heater with no straps on it, the underwriter might require 2 earthquake straps. In that situation, since it's not being required by the appraiser, we can provide pictures and invoices to be able to satisfy the underwriter. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me know if you have questions along that for a particular scenario, but always want to differentiate whether repair is being required by the appraiser or by the underwriter. Next up, more news, unfortunately, in the Strait of Hormuz. There were several ships that were attacked in the strait. Iran fired 2 missiles on Monday night because of ships that didn't follow the approved route through the strait, and later ended up attacking a 3rd ship this week as well. Shows how delicate the memorandum of understanding with the U.S. is and the potential of a peace deal, with traffic that had picked up at that point somewhere between 25 to 60 ships per day, but was significantly lower than the typical 125. And since the attack, there were only about 7 more that went through that day. After, unfortunately, later in the week, when there was a 3rd ship attacked, Trump came out and said that a peace deal with Iran is officially over, and that while he stated negotiations could continue, he felt that they would be a waste of time. Because of that, right now the strait is essentially closed. The U.S. has revoked the sanction waiver on Iranian oil so they can no longer legally sell it. And since that time, the U.S. struck 80 targets on Iran following the attack on the 3rd ship, and then 90 targets the next day to a total of about 170. And then Iran retaliated with attacks on U.S. bases in Bahrain, Kuwait, and Qatar. Next, Cotality's May report showed that home values were up 0.6% for the month, and they are now up 0.8% year over year, with home values rising 1.6% from March through May. The forecast homes to appreciate is for 0.7% in the month of June alone, and a 4.8% expected forecast of appreciation in the coming 12 months. And lastly here, existing home sales for the month of June fell 2.4% to an annualized pace of 4.09 million. This was quite a bit weaker than the estimates predicting a 0.7% rise, and May's report was also revised higher by 0.5%, which makes the miss in the headline number look even worse. Year over year, existing home sales are still up 2.8%. Have a fantastic weekend. As always, hopefully this is helpful. Feel free to pass it along to someone who may benefit, and get subscribed so you can check it out every single week. Take care.